Good morning, good people. Welcome to another edition of Double Innocence with your boy E-Dub, dropping gems and taking zero prisoners. Now, last night was the WNBA draft. And before I go any further, I think that this is just a word of advice. The WNBA needs to do a little bit more to advertise stuff like the draft. Because honestly speaking, I found the draft by accident. Sitting there scanning my channels, and all of a sudden I see the NBA draft. But I did my due diligence. I said I was going to start getting myself a little bit more informed with the WNBA, because if you guys heard my last post that I put out, I said if the NBA makes the Los Angeles Lakers world champions this year, I'm done with the NBA. So I'm making sure, I'm doing the groundwork to make sure I have a full replacement for when I stop watching the NBA, because I see the direction it's going in, and there's a very good possibility they're going to want to try and brainwash people to make people believe that the Los Angeles Lakers are the best team this year. Forget about it. It's not happening with this guy. Plain and simple. That being said, the WNBA had their drafts yesterday. And just like I said, Caitlin Clark, she went number 1. Well-deserved from what I've seen. I'm only 2 years into it, not even 2 years. I'm 1 year into the WNBA with a little bit of highlights from last year. So call it 1 year, 0.5% into the WNBA. That's where my knowledge is right now. Don't you worry though. By the end of the season, I'm gonna be expected to increase those percentages. Caitlin Clark went number 1 to Indiana. I think that's gonna be a good fit for her, because you look at her, she looks like an Indiana girl. You know what I mean? She looks like she's gonna be very, very comfortable there. LA Sparks, they had that tall drink of water from Stanford, Cameron Brick. Chicago got Camila Cardoso from USC. From the champions, the big girl in the center. That's right. She's playing for Chicago. LA Sparks got Rika Jackson from Tennessee. Dallas Wings got J.C. Sheldon from Ohio State. The Washington Mystic picked up Aaliyah Edwards from UConn. That's a pretty decent pickup. Aaliyah Edwards, she's a solid player. And she's from Canada. Chicago, with the 7th pick, they had 2 picks in this draft. They picked Angel Reese from LSU. Minnesota picked Alisa, I believe you pronounce her name, Alisa Pili from Utah. The girl's from Alaska, and let me tell you something. She's a bit of a heavy-set girl, fundamentally sound. She has great footwork. Honestly speaking, she was a little bit of a force in the tournament that they had. Dallas picked up Carla Liti from France, and Connecticut with the 10th pick, they picked up Leila Ican from France. I only did the top 10. Now, with my limited knowledge, to me, I believe Chicago was the one that came out really good in the first round of this draft. Why? Because they got the big center, Camila Cardoso, USC, that just won a championship this year. And they got Angel Reese, that won a championship last year. So you've got 2 championship qualified players that know what it takes to win a championship added to your roster. That could only benefit your team. And a dark horse that I think really got a very, very good pick was Minnesota with Alisa Pili from Alaska, that she played for Utah. And another dark horse was Washington Mystic when they picked up Aaliyah Edwards from UConn. I'm letting you guys know, honestly speaking, I'm getting myself prepared with the proper amount of information that I need, because I am supporting the WNBA as much as possible. The season starts May 14th. The season starts May 14th for the WNBA, which is basically 4 weeks away. Okay? And the reason why I remember that date is because it's the day before my birthday. So, that being said, I want a lot more people to join on this little bandwagon that I have going for the WNBA. Start supporting it. Start watching the games. Let them see the percentages increase, because it's a pretty decent product. And like I said, with the nonsense that we see happening in the NBA with games being staged and stuff like that, we need a little bit more. We need a little bit more of the originality brought back. And at least, you know, these girls are playing with passion. This year was pretty good with the draft that came out. And like I said, for some of the other young girls that I saw playing last year, Juju, like I said, I can't remember her last name, but don't you worry, I'll get myself fully equipped. She's still in college. Yeah, I expect some big things from her. Because apparently on the pace that she's on, they're expecting her to do Caitlin Clark numbers. WNBA's on the rise, and I want to be on the ground level, going up to the penthouse. Share, like, and subscribe, people. W Innocence with your boy E-Dub is dropping gems. Taking 0 prisoners. Have yourself a blessed Tuesday. I'm out.